We're back to Sanhok, guys. Finally, the game started from Bontai up to Mong Nai and between Cow there. Where will the circle be? Just now it was Cam Bravo. Will it be Cam Alpha?
I definitely do wonder where exactly the circle would go this time around. I don't think that it'll be exactly the same at the very least, but early on we see PPG dropping straight into its boot camp. Now they are retracting that idea as they are hitting by the corners of Dock as there's no NED Brotherhood. As for KGM Wolf as well as Steelheart, they're actually taking a very different approach here as they perhaps have a little bit of that idea after seeing that earlier stop of the teams heading in towards that supposed round of Sandhawk. There was nobody around Bravo, and hence they are headed towards East.
Yeah, Yudu is actually dropping in the same place as Bosku as well. I'm not too sure if Bosku is headed towards Painan direction, but yeah, because Bosku has dropped there before. Yudu gang is known for that place, but will they head towards that direction? As it stands, they are. So it should be a fight very early, because Painan is one of those places where as soon as you land, if there's two teams, you're going to be fighting very early on. There's no like going on behind, no like playing it a little bit slow. Usually that's what happens, right? But usually, like I think J8 has dropped there before and then they ran out, but it's very hard to run out. It's really a strong, very early engagement.
Okay, the thing I noticed about it's okay for Steelheart to spread out a bit for Cam Bravo. Nobody's gonna contest that. But on the side of Yudu though, they are quite segregated. Some of them even land on different islands here. Same goes for Kingsman. This is really risky for them because they might just bump into so many teams in between, including WeStar, Bosco, Gig Fam. Well, that is another hot in one. No.
Oh no!
Oh,
I got a
no.
feeling this time
It's gonna be a
maybe
bridge circle.
I would prefer it to be on Tatmok so that that's definitely SFG's ground. Not because I'm biased towards any team, because if you really calculate sometimes, most likely than not, the first few circles will still include a little bit of water, and after that, the late game, of course, they'll annihilate any sort of water terrain.
No, the
that's
thing
available.
is, we've seen this kind of circle. Last time, I think it was the first ever on the bridge circle that ended up here like this, right?
Is it the one where Matai swam across the?
I have a feeling, yes, I think that was the
Yeah,
one.
the-
I have a feeling that might ended up there as well. Hopefully it doesn't, because, you know, okay, Cloud may be cheering for the place just being swimming ducks, being fished down by the players, but that's pretty much no fights happening.
And actually, I want to actually bring up a little bit of an update coming into, you know, buffs and nerfs of the entirety of the battlegrounds. There's a little bit of the revamp of the Thompson. Of course, you got so many bullets, and it seems like players have been saying that the damage as well as the firing rate has significantly improved. So we can expect some of all these SMGs, like even the UMP, to be played out a little bit more.
Hey, I miss UMP.
Yeah,
It's been a
and,
while.
I think that the UMP is definitely a very underrated weapon, and
Until they
usually
switch the
even
ammunition.
for myself, I actually prefer micro Uzis as well as the other SMGs out there, and I think like UMP sometimes it's like when you see it, it's like might as well I go for an AR. But now that things have improved, so all options are definitely on the deck.
I have a feeling we're no longer seeing ARs probably in the next season. Everybody just uses SMG all the way.
I think that will probably happen in maps like Sandhawk or Vikendi. I think
Especially
it
that.
could be very, very SMG heavy because, yeah, there's a lot of close quarters combat happening on all those maps. Miramar a little bit, yeah, it's also far. I don't think you'll be able to do that unless you're Damn Cutie. Was it Damn Cutie who got the kill with the Uzi a couple of days ago with that far range shot?
Oh, he's the Terminator of last week. Apparently he is.
Yeah, it was last week. So yeah, Uzi is really, really, it's what's it called? Valuable. It's really valuable amongst all these SMGs, right? Because the spray rate is really high.
why-
That means you can take those two fights if you get it to reload.
That's why I said just switch to DBS and micro Uzi and airdrop instead and drop the DBS all over the place. I do want to see the DBS used by small boy for now only. We're hoping for more DBS in the future.
Yeah, I couldn't really forget that moment inside the show match where he just wiped
No,
out
yes,
no recoil.
Yesterday was in official match as well.
Yeah, and this guy, you give him any guns, he'll definitely make magic happen with that. And for the side of Yudu Gang, understanding that J8 is not going to be playing inside of this game, they are having a smooth cruise just walking through the edge of bootcamp on the west side, and they might slowly stump upon members of We Star Expert. And it seems like Romeo have a hunch, and not only a hunch, he spots out Fredo right here. Is he gonna make any advancement?
Yeah, Romeo for the meantime is just ducking it out, but Fredo has been shot from another side. Now Fredo has to hide, but Romeo has an inkling of where he's at. Gonna prime up that net as he comes flying through. I think he might be falling onto Fredo.
Oh,
There it is!
oh.
No, the bounce actually missed. Fredo is still alive, and the rest of you do have known where Romeo is at, but they are not taking this fight at all. They are actually scrounging back to a more defensive position.
That
Yeah.
ditch just now, Fredo being saved by that, and also that bounce. Man, if only that hit straight on top of Fredo, because he was kind of distracted into a different direction entirely.
Yeah, I think that Yudu Gank is smart enough to actually retreat in that sort of scenario because for the side of We Star, they have a wider angle of coverage to be able to actually trade back. So there's no point actually running through the enemy lines, and Romeo has already got himself on standby. And of course, you guys must stand by for all these drops as well. Catch every PMPL loot out there and stand a chance to just be looking even more awesome inside of the game.
Yeah, but that's
That's kind of started with Cloud, right?
yeah, but
Everybody was like, I know how to speak this language.
and that's different. That's cloud language probably. That's why he can pronounce it, not like us. He's on a different world, coming up from a different planet probably. On the side of Bosco, we're looking at Damansara marching into their territory. I don't think they're gonna. They have the potential to fight, but I don't think it's going to be this soon. Team No Recall and We Star still camping things out. So most team will take all the fogs for the street side for now.
And as for TNR, they are also booking out a spot itself. Seems like seem to be left out a first aid kit there, maybe for a teammate. Yep, it's going to be being picked up for one of the members out there. While NRL says, okay, I've seen this circle before, high possibility of Hatinf. So does Janik, and Janik now already all alone. Kim has been spotted by Appy, but this sort of distance, especially with a level 1 helmet, is not going to be a good option for the side of Appy to really fully commit. But now that Janik's in the water, he can actually go and
Oh,
no.
He's swimming to his death
Just
there.
keep swimming. What was it? Just keep swimming. Just
Yeah,
keep
has he heard
swimming.
Keep swimming. Just
Oh,
keep
no.
on swimming. I think Appy had that swim strokes just now straight away going for the shorelines, trying to spot where is exactly Jan. And he makes a U-turn. He's like, oh no, I made a mistake. Oh man, Janik, what was he thinking?
Well, at least he is disciplined enough to actually
I
go
think he
for
should
the
have-
backstrokes.
No, I mean like Kim should relay the message back to his Janik side that there's somebody there. Obviously, he's popping his head out.
I think that Kim has definitely given him that sort of the information because Appy has peeked a couple of times. And yeah, Lil Bird has whispered on his ear and says, okay, no further approaches.
Oh,
We gotta play
he
it
took
safe.
the bite. Now everybody knows where he exactly is.
Yeah, this is a very slow engagement between TRX and NRL. Both not really budging here. So they should be able to just loot things out, just stay where they are for the meantime. Yudu Gang has just rolled in, but TNR is on the horizon along with We Start as well. But this time around, nobody's there, so Yudu will have free reigns.
I have to say, Yudu had a long journey coming up from the outskirts of Harthin just now down to its boot camp, and nobody's stopping them. Seems like they're having a very clear pathway being forged. And We Star now camping out on the higher ground. Team No Recall might be potentially either We Star gonna start the fight first. They have to move. No way they're just standing off here doing nothing.
Now, of course, looking towards the side of We Star, they are taking 3-point angles to be able to actually spot out key locations like the spot where TNR is. AW inside of waters. Unfortunately, Janet can't swim this far. So this is going to be pretty much a wasted loot for them, but maybe not wasted loot for you, as we got even more PMPL exclusive loots.
Just Kim Berbaz, yeah.
Once you start, you really can't stop saying the words, right?
Yeah, but it's like it's fun to pronounce. I
Yep.
don't know why.
Triple double that PUBG Mobile /redeem.
No, PMPL 2020, or even you can go to either of the websites to redeem this code. It's no problem. But back to us, Marlino, Still Hearts. Okay, we've talked about Still Hearts quite a lot just now. Speaking of which, will they start to move against Marlino? We're still waiting. I have to say, this is actually one of the most quiet. Never mind that we start the move against you, the gang first.
I agree. It's one of the quietest Sandhawk maps that we've seen so far. Everyone's just waiting for Circle 1 to just collapse, while Fredo, of course, will be saved by Drax eventually. Damansara Esports doing exactly what Yudu Gang did earlier on, but Romeo, he's all alone. Actually, Romeo has not moved a muscle for the longest of time, and they're so separated from one another. Now that Ichong has already got himself a little bit damaged, I'm not too sure. Will they be able to actually survive? Because Yudu Gang is also very prepared for this one.
Yeah, they're not going down yet again for We Star just now. That kind of, I think, exposed the position. On the side of Damansar, they're playing it very meticulously to just approach it from the shorelines. This circle, though, have potential to end it up in Paradise Resort.
Yeah, that possibility is definitely there, and my prediction seems to be still
Yep.
reliable, as there are chances that it will go to Datmok as well. Still Hearts actually in a pretty good location, because on that hill, they could easily decide, do they want to move in, do they want to move back? And with all the other teams actually clumped out upon the side of Bootcamp, that's where things get rowdy. But for the side of Geek Fam, they have removed Jinboy.
Yeah, TRX now have to be on the defensive side as Geek will try and push in towards them, and the rest of them are actually hiding inside the house for the meantime. And Geek Sane is right out front, and he wants to go in for that fight. Has spotted them out, goes for the straight up. Jenny actually drops Sane. The rest of Geek Fam are actually scrambling back. What do they do in the situation now? They're going to try and nade them out as Kim is in the horizon, inside the door, inside the bomb goes, but he actually gets it on Kim, and the rest of Geek Fam are rolling in as well. TRX, Ziso is a little bit further behind. They should be able to get the kill up on Kim, as well as Ziso is running away from the TRX, are cutting their losses.
This is bad news for TRX. The only person left is Jiso. He's building this one now. It's not worth the team to actually a whole team to be wiped out, especially TRX. They're trying to maintain a first, second page here. Still 16 teams intact, but that's gonna be QB finish off Kim with a pan.
Well, of course, more bad news going ahead for the side of TRX Elementus, and they were a little bit indecisive, as we can see that they wanted to actually approach the side of Axis and RL, and of course they held back, they made the big U-turn, and when they do that, Geek Fam was already moving forward, and with Team Secret following the same passage as the side of Damansar Esports, man, all these giants, they are just crashing right through, and I think that we're going to be able to actually see a feast of collision.
I have a feeling only one team will get out from here, and we have no clue where We Star is. We do see Romeo just now right in front of Damansar. I don't know where and what happened to We Star Expert for now. Team Secret, on the other hand, they're still thinking about taking a fight against Yudu Gang or Damansara. You know, they are very patient when it comes to Team Secret. Starting off with that tap. He got shot first for eye shot. But he knocked down on Drax. That's gonna be half HP down, but Drax crawling himself, hoping somebody to get him back up, but Team Secret straight rushing into the compound of Yudu. Potential fight here coming in. Damansara sitting this one quietly.
They're going to go straight in. His eye shot to let the charge. It's Team Secret running inside where Yudu is at now. They have to be on the defensive. Yudu Mamparang underneath, as well as Drax, Fredo behind in a little bit further, but they are having two players in front. Team Secret should be able to take out this kill because they have the elevation over Mamparang and Drax as well. The net comes right out. Actually, Arthur drops down there, but Rex still gets the net onto Drax. Mamparang is trying to run away from it, and Yudu realizes this is not the fight that they want to take.
And Drax will be unsavable for the time being, with Fredo already holding on towards the first line of defense. Rex still wanting to actually get that kill while Mamparang is a little bit further away. No angles for the side of Yudu Gang to actually do anything at all, and that nade will finish up that kill there, as eyeshots will secure that one pointer. And Yudu Gang, they are just so separated. Jumper is not even participating in this fight.
I have a feeling you, the gang, didn't anticipate or didn't expect it. It's a different team that shot down one of the members this time because the previous team, which was We Star, was not rushing in the moment they knocked one down. So this is totally different when it comes to Team Secret. Knock one down, straight rushing in, not even hesitant for a moment. And now Fredo, Mamparang, and so Jumper were forced to retreat, but they will be backed
Oh
by
my God.
Damansara behind them with We Star already migrating into the compounds of Resurgence. We're talking about Paradise Resort just on top of top mode, like Contra predicted. It's going to be the end of the circle probably.
Yeah, and the thing about Loistar is that they are smart enough to actually leave that vicinity and look for the circle instead. And now they have already made their way through. But the question is, can they take on Resurgence, as that is their very home base that they need to actually expect some visitors to actually drop by. Not for a resort, but of course a little bit more of a salvation for Restart, because Restart on 16th place so far, having a really rocky road throughout the entirety of the league. And of course, they need even more points possible to plan themselves in the grand finals. But Team Secret already making a move, and Matoy looks to be pretty low on health.
Yeah, back to Game Fam though. Again, a little bit quiet this time around, but already got themselves 5 kills. Only getting those kills when they were rotating. But TNR's Somnus has started a shot on towards Matt Toy here. Does TNR want to take this fight as Matt Toy is out and about all alone? All his teammates are really far behind. This is a little bit different from Team Secret. Not too sure what's happening there, but Bozzy has been caught in transition. Will be dropped as well as Aisha is punishing him as well. Looks like Team Secret fighting against Bosco at this time.
This is too much team in one particular compound. We're talking about potentially 5 teams going at different angles and different teams that they attracted attention to. While Demonstar kind of focus on two as Yudu Gang, we talk about Team Secret, talk about them both, but Matoy here will finish off by Team No Recall. Simbi Pro still left behind by the rest of the team, while the rest of them already marching towards the center of a circle. Fredo will have to take a fight against Team B there. While I'm looking at the other team, where is actually the others that for the fight just now? We Star, they are furthest one down. Maybe we'll be the gatekeeper later.
Yeah, and Simi Pro is actually very far away from the rest of Team No Recall. That will be very concerning, as we are already seeing Stewart getting knocked. The moment I speak about Team No Recall, it seems like they really want to commit towards Yudu Gang here. 1v1 between Sinbi Pro. And, well, ex-member of the side of Team Secret, they are looking for this drop. And, of course, there's no one to actually support Sinbi if he falls.
And Stewart, he's bleeding out. Nobody tried to save him, but Simbi tried to finish off the rest of Yudu Gang first, lurking around the corners. Seems like he's still not landing that vision on Fredo just yet. He's hiding himself quite well for Fredo instead of staying in the compound. But now the blue is closing in. He doesn't waste any more time for Simbi. He needs to go towards the rest of the team and regroup, but can he make it out? They're bullet shooting across him. Just almost taking down that buggy. He managed to get out alive in the last minute. On the side of PPG here, they're rotating but been
Why is
pinned
she
down.
returning?
Oh, whoa! Team Secret out of nowhere. And Baby Bell finished them off. Man, that's going to be a rough start for iShot.
Well, iShot, he have popped out the entirety of the game, getting those long shots, but when it comes to close quarter, it's Baby Bell that actually surprised him right there. And I have no idea whether will they actually go in for the pickup for Tiara. But now it's only 2 members left, and Marlino needs to prepare for that fight. Everybody by the corner of Paradise Resort, as you see this south-centric side being flocked up by every single one of these teams.
Yeah, the next circle is coming. It's right smack towards the southern side. All these teams have already gotten themselves there, including Bosco, Team Secret, as well as PPG. They can get inside their way inside there, but NRL and KGM, I think, not KGM. Yeah, KGM. I think they are fighting on the western side, which is really weird because we really didn't see Kingsman for the entirety of the game. But right now, it's Damansara Esports on the other side. You do have to take this fight against them, but it's three-man strong for Damansara Esports. And SP rushes out straight away, gets the first opening frag. Mamparang will try to take this return kill, but he does get dropped. And SP on the ground, but Mamparang gets finished off by so bloody far for the player for Bosco there. Oh my lord, they get shredded.
And got obliterated from across the corner, away from downtown there, Paradise Resort, outskirts of it. We're looking at more heavy fight here on the side of the southern side of the circle. Western is not as aggressive at the side of Sodom because it's too cluttered for now. But we're looking at Gig Fam being forced to stay in the blue for now with NRL access and also Kingsman gatekeeping them.
Yeah, very tough place for them to be at all. And for Bosker, this is a usual sort of rotation that they usually take if that circle goes up towards the north. And luckily enough, they actually spot them out at the right time. And of course, get that one free pick off of the side of Yudu Gang, which also kind of helped Damansar Esports to actually pass right in towards the areas. And KGM, they're looking for those kills, and there we go. We actually see NRL members actually falling flat. But PPG, this time, I'm liking the way that they have rotated. They have finally made their way in towards the safety, and they still have 4 members intact.
I have to agree. Every single kill is a dime for all these players, but Resurgence start to move against Damansara, who were trying to avoid as much as unnecessary fights just now. On the side of Merlino, still keeping things out. Team Secret down to 2 people. Well, we're looking at Resurgence here, holding the Paradise Resort, where they always have been drop spot here initially, while Damansara having a hard time to rotate in. TRX Ziso have to be in between sandwich, but Voki taking down on Moss Goku first. We start on Kingsman, even NRL, but look at this Ziso obliterated, decimated by Team Resurgence.
They say, no pants for me. You can sneak up, but no pants at all. And even Geekman crashes out early this time. Alfred gets 2 knocks in a row towards NSP as well. Zeke's leaving only the 2 other members of DMS outside of the circle. And Zeke's will be taken out by Voki.
Yeah, I think we were saying that, right? Damansara a little bit last in terms of their CQC, in terms of fighting head-on, in terms of this compound-heavy fights. They are very good with their rotations, but now they are caught in transition, left with just 2 players as Bosku already gotten themselves 5 kills so far. There's still 12 teams still alive here, 36 players still in play as Bosku will try to slowly but surely push in towards the northern side where the circle is at a little bit further up, but still in towards the southern side. Resurgence still have control. Bosku and Team Secret still Hearts as well. Marlino a little bit further with PPG, AGMT as well. SMG's coming in from the western side along with Wistar. So I think Resurgence and Bosku, they are at the opposite ends of Paradise Resort. I don't think they'll be fighting very soon because both of them have a space to play with.
They may not actually fight now, but they will eventually collapse. But over on the east side, there's a lot more teams.
But the numbers going down very fast here. We're talking about the teams that will be... They have the higher grounds for those actually on the Paradise Resort. But the Net Circle will be punishing in case that circle is not on top of Paradise Resort. They have to climb all the way down. While on the side of PPG, I have to agree. They're playing this very good. We're talking about them having themselves a kill point for now. But will it be enough? PPG Putri tanking the blue. But they have to cut across so many teams, including Marlena and still Hawks, trying to pin them down here.
Yeah, and Circle definitely not favoring them, and it's moving real quick. There goes Kingsman outside of the zone, taken down. And they don't really have much mats left. Heading in towards this battle, Yuhai with only 2 members there, they could still actually pick up that fight against Marlino and get that knock. Now they're already on the move. Marlino, they have to leave the compound and easily gets picked up there by Zarel. And Steelhearts actually is in that prime position, and Wistar Expert getting caught up by Resurgence.
Yeah, the Team Secret, especially that, they are kind of getting locked out of the circle here. There's not a lot of space for them to play with. Marino on towards their right side, but Marino eating the blue as well. Marino trying to gatekeep them, but at the same time, they are stuck. So because of it, Team Secret are taking the advantage to just cross over into a circle as Marino will bleed to death. There was 4 of them in one house, but they got stopped.
He didn't even jump out from that window. Why did he got stuck there with PPG also stuck in the blue? One more team out, down to 7. PPG struggling to keep the boat afloat while still Hearts, Zron, Lorenzo, Adik, and Superman still well alive. All 4 men, while Resurgence seems to having a good game this time, but they have to climb down their high walls there because the circle is just going to be tough. But Ichong playing the taunt aside of Bosku right now, playing it very quietly.
Well, for the side of RSG, they can slowly sneak in. They don't have to worry because they're on the closer side. And over on the other further end, it's going to be Steelhearts. They will be flushed to the streets. And that's where Resurgence could actually strike them down if they actually make a move a little bit too soon. And speaking of which, Resurgence already making a move on towards Barb, dropping him down. Voki so far getting a lot of frags with Tricknity, trying to actually stop that rotation coming through as Jenny already got that AUG in his hands. But he doesn't really know where exactly are the shots coming from. Super 5s, and there goes PPG, already bled out.
Where is VOD? He is bleeding out. They're losing more men than they actually expected it to be. Putra will be nowhere to be seen, but still Hearts here. Will they finally get themselves that first chicken dinner? It seems like they're having a good run this time, but Triggs with AKM now waiting right in front of them, right across them. I think just putting himself out, but he cancelled it last minute. He needs to heal first. Y2K taking down SMG here. SMG taking down on Steel Hearts. In the meantime, it's going to be three-way war for now, but Jenny, the fragger for the team, where will he aim? Will he go for the save or will he go for the kill?
Seems like Jenny wants to actually secure those kills, but there's going to be members of the side of Resurgence already pushing towards their side as well. Circle in favor of RSG, but Boskor still have the numbers left intact. Ichang still tanking the blue, and it seems like he doesn't have much time left. Jenny all alone though for the side of SMG, while Steelhearts still have two more surviving members, this time playing so much better, and Jenny getting stuck behind that rock. Ampro already holding on towards that corner, and he has nowhere to even take a peek, but maybe the change will come when Boskor comes right in.
This is it, right? We've been saying this. If RSG get this type of a circle, they can actually win this. And as Steel Hearts will be fired upon by Iron Pro as well as Dral gets dropped. There's only Superman for the side of Steel Hearts, and they will be able to finish ST as well. So Steel Hearts are out here. There's only 3 teams left. Bosco will be needing Small Boy as well. They're priming it up. It should be able to latch. I think Iron Pro maybe going to window a little bit too far, but still 3 teams in play. Superman already out eating the blue.
Yeah, he's playing the healing game for now. It's going to be 3v3 versus Resurgence and Bosco. Only these 2 teams will be remaining as Superman still holding up for the second place here. While Small Boy will be the front line. They pop the smoke in between. Where will the support coming in? Because they are rushing in. Bosco tried to wipe out Small Boy at first, but he's playing around the corners. He's playing this very intelligent and genius play, but he knocked down first. Where is the rest of Resurgence? They're crawling inside the blue. Y2K next one down. 2v1 here. What Bosco asks for? Oh, that Nate lobbed it on the side of Iron Pro. Halfway in. And can he heal it on time?
And it's going to be 2 members versus 1 for now. I talked about this before, where Boskor could easily just go in for the backstab, and now recuperating with a little bit more of those members. Y2K is still not being revived. Now the backstab comes right in.
Oh no!
Sam might come in for that chicken dinner, but no! Might gonna be! And it will be Boskor with the chicken dinner. It was so close for RSG.
Man, they had the circle all the way, but their support will beat the left way too far from Small Boy. He makes a play. He did the front line. He tanked every single damage of bullets.
Like the city of Nesna, not outside of the zone.
Yeah, we haven't seen that like ever in this tournament, right?
Yeah, that makes more sense. I think, yeah, highly congested urban area. But Yudu, again, has claimed the top spot for you guys casting from home. You casted your votes for you to get 47.4% for them. Team Secret 18.8. Although Team Secret in that last game, they did way better than what Yudu did.
But I'm very disappointed with the voters down there. It's like 100 difference between the last community votes. Come on, guys, do your job, yeah. Oh, we have the observers lineup again. Exer for the observer director. Zai is actually the MVP with 400 over games being spectated. Yoda, Ngag, and also top cast. And by the way, if you guys still don't know, they have I think there's a lot of shops that's selling the limited version of PUBG Mobile Mountain Dew down there.
Yeah, the observers are rocking it. They look pretty happy, so I think it must be a good drink. But we are looking at the...
It's going to be Sonovska Circle.
Yeah, it could be Sonovska because it's way out towards the northern side, probably point out towards Zarki. So yeah, it might be a southern circle where a lot of these teams, it looks like a lot more of them are going towards the southern side. So that could be their saving grace if the circle goes towards the southern side.
Imagine if they got thrown later. It's like right on top of Starbucks. It's going to be like, man, oh, you know what?
What the hell?
Okay.
Very pure? Yeah, I'll take it. This is pretty exciting.
This is the first circle we're looking at. It's still southern side though, but it's a bit more skewed towards the western side. So it's so rare to see this kind of circle.
You know what would be funny? If that circle actually goes back to Sonoska. Like, everyone will be cursing on themselves like, oh my, what do we do now?
Yeah,
it's so evil, right?
And then there's like, when we were watching Vikendi and Sandhawk, right, a lot of these teams kind of play on towards the, what's it called again? The shores. So will they be
I do.
teams on towards the shores though? Because I think a few teams are going to
Kingsman.
rotate. Yeah, going to rotate
Kingsman.
very early on, and they're going to get themselves on towards the eastern side of the circle, playing on towards the
Ah.
shore. So I do think that's going to happen. But as it stands, Adik's trying to run himself away from Bosku's Ngah, who is firing on towards him. We does see Adik there, but let's think twice. But you know what? That's a little bit too far for me. With a shotty on my back, I don't think I'll be able to make that shot.
Yeah, that's funny though. Why did Adek actually get escaped from that? Because apparently the other side of Boston firing them upon Adek, and I think they're gonna be okay for now. Still hot. They have to reschedule everything that they had before into a different position, different compound to play with. Because hospital apparently too much injured people around here.
Well, to put it that way, yeah, I guess like they definitely need to be situated at certain key areas for them to be able to actually survive for the temporary moment at the very least. Marlino himself, this is the team that we've been talking about having high hopes that they'll be going back in shape, because this team, they definitely have potential to actually get those chickeners in the bag. They know how to play a very passive start and then go really hard on towards the late game. And they have a very long ride here as they are by the edge of Milta to be... yeah.
No, yeah.
I was just talking about rides and they can't even get through a bump. Okay.
Don't
Okay.
praise them too much. They show us something different sometimes.
Ooh.
But speaking of Marlino in south, right?
Yeah.
If the circle is in north, is that a problem for them?
We do see. The
Well,
thing is,
they
there's just
play
so
in
many.
south.
Yeah.
I just have to throw it in. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I delivered that to you. I did it. I did it.
Hey, I like the revamped church area coming in from Savigny, and seems like somebody painted the walls.
Yep, and not fixing any of the walls and the roof, just painting it over
Yeah.
for no reason.
We might need an Arangel 3.0 for that.
I'm liking like that it looks brighter than before. So in the meantime, I'm not sure if players want to be on top of this anymore because it's too bright. It's so easy to spot the players if they were to prone or even be in that structure. But on the side of Ikuti gang, Savini like always, but they have a long journey to go down south.
Actually, not too shabby after all. What they could do is just to either cut to Rozok and then to Ruins, and they'll be pretty much
Being
there
bulldozer?
already. And if they want to cut through South George, I think that will be a little bit trickier with Geek Fam actually being nearby.
Yeah, give him all his stops right there and towards the south of Georgia Pole. So TRX here, not a lot of things to be said, but TRX last weekend they got themselves 2 top 3 finishes, but not the best of performance thus far. They got themselves the chicken dinner on Sunday, but that was only their second so far. Again, we are looking for more things from TRX here because they looked like they were contenders for the 3 weeks, but the chicken didn't speak for itself. They only gotten themselves the second, and it's just not enough to go around.
That's the thing about the RX. Everybody say they are the curse team. Not a bad curse. It's just a curse to stay maintain a top 3 almost all the matches, and then they happen to be having a rough time to drop a chicken dinner, and that's it. But it's a good curse. It means it just shows that they got consistency there.
Yeah, and if that consistency comes in the grand finals, it's going to be even more so important coming into the picture, because it doesn't really matter if you get like 10 kills and then you drop out at 10th placing, 9th placing. You only get maybe like 11 points. But if you actually get yourself that amount or slightly less, hit yourself into that top 3, that's another extra 10 points.
That's very true. And, I cannot wait for the grand finals and the playoffs later, because we're talking about the teams from day one of the entire league for 4 weeks. And then how they've been growing, and it's just going to be blossoming during grand finals, especially this season itself. Speaks so much when it comes to the players' progress. It's such a big difference if you compare from the last season. The gap between the points there pretty much is tailing each other out.
Yeah, and speaking of which, the teams that need points in the form of Kingsman, they definitely have this position here at Fairpure, but DMS has already breached right in, and seems like a little bit of chat coming from production. What's that about?
I'm not entirely sure, but Kingsman will be overrun by the rest of Damansar Esports. What is going to happen here as Insider? Staying to his name, staying inside the house for the meantime. He's on the second floor. He's going to jump out. Does see Mos Goku driving away here, and Insider wants to try and tag him down. He does see Mos Goku in from behind, going for the spray down, but Mos Goku will be able to get out of that scot-free.
Oh, Kingsman going full aggressive straight into this game. This time they are very revamped if you compare it for the last 2 weeks here. On the side of Kingsman, they are one of the close contenders getting on top 16 spot. But we're talking about very interesting place where the Damansara fit themselves right into that ditch there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that ditch wasn't there a week ago. And that's the beauty of the new Erangel. As you can see, there's actually a bunker here and some sort of the hiding spots that you could actually take good advantage of from this sort of the slope point.
And the most challenging things for this players is that they have to study the new Erangel just within days.
Yeah, and again, a lot of these players, they only gotten themselves 1 day of playtime so far. That's far testing on Erangel, but yeah, this is the second day. Look at Damansar Esports have already an inkling of where they want to play from. Yeah, it looks like they're a little bit comfortable here, so they might have done their research.
Seems like Yudu already got gunned down by TRX out of nowhere with a Mini 14 Kim. They finished the kill straight away from Yudu gank here. That's very surprising because just now we're looking at on the side of Yudu, seems like they don't have any contestant when it comes to their vicinity and also their compound. While they try to migrate into the circle, this is where they bomb into TRX. Only 2 of TRX, by the way.
Yeah.
Taking Drax down first.
The issue here is that both of the teams are starting from the north point, one in Severny, one in Zarki, and they're trying to actually use the same bridge. And of course, Jumper not really coming at the best of times. Now, with Small Boy already scouting up ahead, I'm not too sure if he wants to proceed further because DMS is very close by, and this is going to be very dangerous for them to actually do anything at all. And Zik already spotted him out.
Whoa.
Yep, he's getting dropped right on his knees.
You know, in the real life military, there's a reason why they built this tower over just to scout things around this area. It just shows how useful it is when they're actually used by the Masara right now.
Yeah, it looks like again it looks like they already have control, already have the knowledge of the terrain here because it looks like they have the experience going in. Resurgence are just running in, but entirely unsure of what's in front of them. It does seem like Damansara have done their homework against RSG right now.
Yeah, and speaking of which, of course, Batman, he had played from the PC side before, and then in the PC, you can definitely know all these sort of the areas because the angle right there has already been revamped from quite some time ago. So Batman, of course, doing his due diligence to be able to educate some of the players. Same goes to Chillrex of Resurgence, so I guess they are actually contending for the same area.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
really a good idea, or actually a good point to point out that yeah, having that extra boost from your coach, especially because he's specializes in the PC version, so they are a little bit a little bit more upfront, a little bit more advanced in terms of their updates. So yeah, they have the experience going in. So Batman might be teaching Damansara Esports how to play this, but as it stands, with that Marino have a long way to track. Kingsman already underneath Resurgence. Big Fam is right smack in there, with, along with Team Secret and SMG as well. TRX, NRL, 8GMT all coming in for the northern side. All doesn't seem that they will be contested. We start coming in from the east along with Steel Hearts. It looks like they're fighting against Bosku as well. So that's actually they are actually fighting there towards the eastern side.
Oh, look at SMG Jennings having that with a Mini 14 and a very, very long shot distance.
What?
Yeah, but he got punished.
Holy
Straight, that was a Mod Toy Mini 14 now.
Wow.
While this Shaq hold by eye shots here, smoking the things up, making sure he can actually get himself covered in case he needs to get out from this chat. Shaq, if they were to toss grenade later on, but Rex arrived, he will helping his brother here. Eye shot will be taken out by Rex, but they have to go in a zigzag right in the middle of wide open field here. Team Secret.
Oh no.
Oh, what just happened? He shot down the vehicle.
Man, he just dropped right there, and iShots, of course, not having any sort of a chance of rescue, but Matoy have a lot of work to do. Now even he will be driving past these corners, Although there's a lot of weak stacks, it's going to be eye shots getting taken out by Iron Pro, while Jenny will finish things out.
Two teams facing down on Team Secret. They have nowhere out at all. I'm talking about them being pinned down multiple angles here. No matter where they were trying to run or hide, there's no way out of this. But Yuhai spot out Putra with the Scar L4 now. And the rest of it, we're going to have to sacrifice for the sake of Yuhai. 3 members out, Yuhai left. Only have 1 tricycle to work with. Yuhai, will he still go for the fight? I think it's best for him to build this one out.
Yeah, it's very interesting to note that, 8 times MK14, it's going to be great for the side of GFAM. Yeah, back to the point, like, at first we see Team Secret actually being wide out in the open, and they were actually tapping upon the side of RSG. Attracted a lot of attention, and they were trying to actually damage the vehicle that Iron Pro had, where he, of course, have enough areas of coverage, but that's not best place that they could have been to. I guess after spotting out RSG, they want to actually find a different area, and it's a little bit too late though. And Yuhai all alone with SMG passing through, he might be able to get at least 1 knock maybe.
I'm not sure about this because they are trying to find him the way, but just going around in circles with that vehicle. They try to spot him out. They know he's still lingering around, lurking around the corners. But that small hill covers the whole entirety of Yuhai. He's very safe for now.
Wow, interesting. Look at the flock of teams that are coming from the north all the way to the west. Man, I don't know. Even Manpower is suffering inside of the ruins, while Voki and the rest of RSG, they should expect attack from every angle.
There's so many. It's highly congested towards the southern side of the circle. But you have Steve very much alive here, trying to sneak his way in or try to get a couple more kills in succession. But as it stands, he has a long task ahead of him. Team No Recall is actually fighting against Damansara Esports. Yeah, pans out for Yuhai there. Always ready for the co-squatters engagement. But there's Damansara Esports against TNR here. Ziggs and Mosgoku both on the opposite ends of the compound. And TNR are slowly encroaching towards them. Where is the rest of Damansara Esports? I can see that a couple of players behind them. So they might be playing this a little bit slow for the side of Damansara Esports.
As it stands, it seems like a Team No Recall has already set up a lot of all these blinding smokes. And I'm not too sure if they should actually engage, because they can easily just bypass this area and then wait for Damansara Esports to make their way in towards the circle. Well, Ryan gets spotted out, while Vex will knock down Superland.
Well, now, with a stronghold on the side for Damansara, they try to snatch it away from Team Noriko. Now they call it quit. But 6, last tick of health, the Micro Uzi in his hands. I'm not sure if he can actually go for longer distance. On the side of Kingsman, they try to wipe and flush out We Star Expert here. They have Romeo on the outskirts, but Romeo knocked down as well. Woofy, the Micro Uzi. Oh, it's going to be a cutting around the corners. On the side of Kingsman, might wipe the whole team. Where is the last member of We Star? Still going proning inside Superman. And right outside of the structure. Oh my god, didn't spot him out, but never mind.
I think he's done for here. He's driving into the waters, crashes out. We Star Expert taken out by Kingsman. They are not only trying to get points, they're trying to deplete them further, and hopefully they will be sunken below 16.
Yeah, this is actually the type of fights Kingsman want to take, right? The fights that you can actually loot and actually get yourself a lot more equipment to work with. So this is the type of fights. Again, Kingsman, one of the teams, can take those outside fights and currently can take compounds as well, but do they stand a chance to get themselves into the final circle here? As CRX will take Yudu Jumper down, and Yudu Mamparang will be finished off by the Blue Zone as well. Yudu are out at 15. I asked the question, are Yudu back? But it just doesn't seem like they are. 1 foot in through the door, but not actually both feet just yet.
On the side of Resurgence, we're looking at a kill fit just now. Was crazy, non-stop, dropping a lot of teams down there, down to 14 within just seconds. Resurgence here with also his car. Voki tried to just scope things out. Eclipse, he kind of has the idea that somebody is just across him, but has no clue which way he should be looking for. Voki here got sprayed quite some distance. On the side of a Damansara, they're fighting against AGMT. Seems like AGMT have too many teams to handle for now.
Yeah, and the circle is actually not favoring any of these teams at all. But hey, there's no time for any of these teams to even drop by this crate, although it's kind of by the circle. Okay, if somebody actually rushes with a vehicle into the waters just for, you know, for funsies or for any sort of emergency route that you need to be safe. Maybe they might actually get a little bit of a salvation coming in by taking out the row of trees, and maybe that adrenaline shot could definitely do wonders.
I gotta say though, I think the box is drowning in water right now. So not a lot of time for the box. It is slowly drowning, but this Marino getting engaged upon by the rest of Kingsman. They're rushing in front of them as well, but Cabo already down on the ground. Before will be able to finish him now, I think, because he's behind the car. There's the appearance, I think. Yeah, Kingsman one player down. The rest of them are coming in. With a spray down onto his RSG. RSG does not want to take this fight. They are actually swerving back towards the northern side to not take this fight against Marlino.
He whiffed the bullet. It was right in the line of sight of his, and now AGMT down, and they will place themselves at 40. Not gonna be great for overall standings there for AGMT on the side of Resurgence. There's a lot of people right on cross of Iron Pro. I'm talking about him having the elevated grounds there. Also a lot of hills to work with. They are, the rest of the team, just struggling to migrate across this wide open field, and they have nowhere to cover themselves as well.
What a scammy circle. It's going all the way towards these shacks here. But hey, there's about 5 teams already planted inside, so that's going to be a good news. But over on the open fields of Gatka, Bosco is actually taking the short end of the stick, especially with GeekFam watching over them and TRX as well. I'm surprised. TRX is actually stopping by the open after a very long rotation.
I'm not liking all the players that stop by this field here because it's too wide in the open and everybody can just shot them down like how Resurgence did to Marlino here. Seems like everybody just fight over the cliff, and Damansara try to shush away whatever Resurgence wants to advance. They will deny that. They have one team right in front of a Marlino, but still picking off another different angle to fight against.
Okay, this is not the best position for Damansara to be on because we know them for not being as versed with CQC combat, so they have to be careful going into this Marino right in front of them, and looks like Noxy is lining them up as well, but Noxy doesn't want to take this fight. The Kaiser explodes in front of him. Superboy and Superman is already on the floor. Noxy is all alone here. Nate's come flying up for the Damansara squad. They will be able to finish off Sniper Man as well. It's only Noxy here. I think Noxy doesn't want to take this fight as well, but he can need it. Zeke actually drops to the floor. Can Noxy survive this? He's actually behind the guy. He gets another nade as well. Noxy still survives this. Goku trying to go in for the plank, but Noxy, he's all alone. Somehow he's gonna try and take the entirety of Damansara Esports all alone, but there's these 2 players still alive. Noxy gonna try for the white peak here. Actually sees one player right in front of him, but on top, it's actually Goku to take him down. Marlino are out.
Man.
That was close.
Oh, Noxy though. And now Goku wants to go in for some more. It's Resurgence under fire. Damansara Esports does not want to let up here.
And Damansara Esports themselves, they also have to budge off from that section. After winning that long scuffle that they had with Marlino, both of them outside, of course, they did spot out Resurgence. They want to take them out first, but they don't have enough resources to do so. They can definitely restock. And Insider somehow already stuck below. I don't think this is going to be him getting out anytime soon.
Didn't this happen yesterday?
We do know Kingsman love the water a lot, but I'm not sure how he can climb himself up from this cliff. Sliding way back down. Goodbye, Insider. Good luck to healing game there. SMG on the other hand, a lot of teams that have been gatekept by them, and Team Secret, Yuhai, solo-handedly just shut down TRX there.
Oh man, it seems like RSG got caught by the side of SMG as well. Watch to get right to the scene, it's going to be a big wraparound as well. A Nate lands towards the side of Steel Hearts, but members to the side of RSG already depleted, leaving only Iron Pro behind. And he's trying to arrive to the scene, trying to save his teammates, but Putra tries to actually eliminate the entirety of the squad. Now he's going to be lobbing one Kobe, and hopefully it might just take them all out.
The Drake was flying out into the lands on Resurgence. 2 players left, still alive here, but they're scrounging back to try and pick up their friends. But Putra, he's out in the open as well. A little bit too aggressive from Putra here, and he has been put out from the other side. It's actually Damansara taking the fight against SMG as well. This is the fight that we've been waiting for Damansara to push in. Now Chen is under fire as well. The entirety of SMG are out in the open.
They're too focused on one angle. They forgot to just cover whatever's behind, coming up from behind. It's none of the Damansara Esports marching towards the circle. They forgot to have the covers on this angle. On the side of Resurgence, that's saved by the ball of Damansara that they almost got wiped out. Here, Jenny tried to run away from within that smoke, but he tried to. Oh no, the smoke dissipates. Not much time left that Jenny can run away from all this cluster of team rushing into the circle right now.
Resurgence must have thanked them a lot for that. And initially, Damansara Esports, oh, Speaking of the
Oh
devil!
my god.
Oh man, K-Frame goes down, but Most Goku managed to actually get the knock on towards Jenny as well. 7 kills already in the back, and DMS, they're outside the circle. This is not looking all too go. Voki actually gets the knock on towards Ichang as well, while Trixnity will finish off the rest of those fallen allies.
Man, Damasara had it going when they're coming out from the back, but they didn't see another team going on, and Resurgence now have to just resume the fight against SMG for round 2 here. We have NRL exits around the corner with PPG snaking themselves into the circle.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of PPG here, but this time around they have 2 players. Strong Damansara Esports have been limited at 7th place as PPG will slowly but surely try to crawl their way into the circle. But as you can see, it's highly congested. Resurgence at one side, Steelhearts as well as NRL and SMG are right smack in the middle of the circle. SMG a little bit further apart with PPG. PPG have to make haste here, but the thing is, how do PPG enter the circle? There's 3 teams in front of them. RSG has the entry into the circle. They are uncontested, but Steelhearts coming in from one side as well. Resurgence has to be careful here. They're getting flustered from both sides.
And NRL is actually focusing on towards SMG as well, and they have the most men to close out the game, so they should not make any mistake as they have already taken the center zone. PPG also moving through the corner, and they should expect a little bit of third party going on. Bark now with very little health, and he's getting even more depleted. Steelhearts still have lost smokes, while RSG is just waiting by because they do have the circle's advantage.
Is this going to be Axis NRL game? Seems like they have the most advantage when it comes to their circle, their manpower.
no,
But
what the
PPG boy with that spray. It's just unfortunate for her, and Putra will be taken down. It's going to be PPG decimated by the rest of SMG and also NRL batting in the last minute. While we have Resurgence still looking around the corner, still hot, consistently placing themselves at top 5. But that spray, Pambura just hunting them down. I didn't manage to heal up back in the last minute, still holding their grounds, but Janning right across him. One more team out. TRX plays himself alongside with Still Hots just now.
Looks like an NRL game for now as they still have 4-man strong, 2 for side of SMG, 2 for Resurgence as well. And speaking of NRL, they got a special package to close out the game, and I wonder what's inside of the box. After all that long fight and this erratic circle so far, it has been favoring the side of RSG after that really interesting survey rotation, but Bamburu, they're on the march, and who knows, SMG might just actually launch a surprise attack at the same time.
Resurgence really have to rely on this airdrop because why this will be the only cover for them if they were to advance forward. They have not much stuff to work with. Couple of vegetations here and there and trees too, but if you have the airdrop, oh, never mind that. Bamburu spot out Resurgence Voki. Finish him off straight away. Blitz out. Finish off by Pamburi. Now down to one more person. I am pro there. While NRL seems like going this very strong. The next contenders will be SMG.
Well, it seems like they do notice the existence of SMG, but they are splitting in towards a 2-2 formation. And for now, Arm Pro might not survive this.
Boom!
Boom!
Oh,
he killed
yes,
it last minute. It was really close.
Yeah, Iron Pro still alive here, and looks like Rift is going in for him. The second nade comes flying out as well. Will not connect. They have an inkling of where Iron Pro is at, but does not know where SMG is at. So they do not want to over-rotate or over-disperse their offenses because SMG might take advantage of it. So NRL is going to try and push in from 2 sides. The stereo push, but going to go in very, very slowly here.
Oh, this is going to be looking pretty good for the side of NRL. One more nade over on the other corner, and I think that they've already got the best hunch of possibility of where Resurgence is currently at. And Iron Pro, days are numbered, circle really shrinking all the way through, and NRL, they just needed to wait for SMG to march right in.
Not just that, NRL Rith just now got himself the upgrade from the airdrop loot itself, but Iron Pro still holding this ground quite such a long time. Level 1 helmet there with level 3 shredded vest. He needs to hold this ground really as long as possible just to place himself at least number 2.
This is just this everybody is moving in very, very slowly for the side SMG and Resurgence. They do not want to let out. They do not want to make a mistake here. They are in the top 3 as well. Resurgence second time in the top 3. So things are looking up for them, but can they get the finish here? Because Iron Pro is all alone. NRL has 4 players left. SMG still has 1. There is no way. Oh, Iron Pro has been spotted out by Rift, but here comes the finish. The spray down the launch. The leap of faith as well, but Iron Pro still alive now. Now he has been finished off. It's between NRL and SMG.
That leap just now. Oh no, they still managed to take one down. SMG out of nowhere now. They are the one who rushing in, even though they got less manpower, but that will never stop SMG. And now Pamuru really low. Let's one knockdown next. All down to Rift. It's against the Archers now for SMG, but they are fighting 2v3 all the way. Krix and Bot getting the corners cut down there. Pamuru, he healed himself. Rift and also
Oh my
Pamuru
god!
2v2. Now back to 2v1.
SMG!
What is
botched it.
happening?
They botched it! They spread themselves way too thin, and now it's only down to Rift. He's trying
my
to
God.
revive Leto, and SMG, they should expect somebody might just actually go in for a revive. Now they're climbing back up the hill. There's not much time left, but he might just be able to revive.
the sprint
Spot
out.
them out though. The damage
Oh!
being done, and it's down to Trix. Captain of SMG is the final push. Rift
Oh!
up. They still have it in the bag.
God.
Oh my god!
Holy smoke, that was that's too close. Fighting against the Art 2v3, knocked you down, and then got revived, and then just reset and heal, and then just 2v2, and then knocked down 1v2. What the heck is happening? It's like anybody's game.
Forward and towards Miramar, and hey, that's actually some new flowers right down below.
Yeah, but color it's yellow, but we're down to the voting here. You do still 47.4 points, 4% there. Well, this seems like the same graph like we've seen just now.
Very
on,
similar.
This like what? 47.4 people. 47.4% of you guys will be wrong. I just want to say it outright. Because
drops the
just now it
hammer.
was at 2 games. Both of them, Yudu were right smack in between. You guys voted most for Yudu as well, but didn't pick up the win. Of course, their last win was last weekend.
What is
sorry,
this?
yesterday and then last weekend as well. Their wins are few and not a lot in between, but they have gotten themselves 4 chicken dinners. They're looking like contenders here. Can they sustain themselves?
They look like professors.
Yeah, I guess everyone got their glasses on except for Topcast as well as Nyek. I definitely like the way that Nyek has been looking lately so far. Just having so much of that revamp going on, while Yota, he's
Revamp.
always playing that sort of a cool guy. And of course, the flight path here comes from Los Higos all the way down towards KGM side over on the northern side of Impala, though, as KGM will be moving in towards El Azhar. But Steel Hearts are doing exactly the same, and this circle is moving in towards Monte Nivo section.
I think it's going to be ended up on Montenovo. You know how easily the circle got attracted to as a cross of Montenovo just beneath it there. On the side of the teams that trying to distribute themselves, I'd say those landed up on St. Martin. No surprise there for Team Secret. Going to have a pretty much easy run into the circle. SMG like usuals. But we're looking at Yudu Gang, and Morlino seems to be sharing the same compound.
This is going to be a little bit worrisome for some of all these players on the corner. Now, Potopari so used to be Yudu Gang's usual drop spot, and seems like they can't get access to El Azhar. That's why they are doing that.
Oh no, Superlan's out here
Superlan.
open. Where can he run? Where's the question? The answer is nowhere. He has
can-
this brother out as well.
It's like pretty much no covers after he get himself out. But he slowly bleeds out there, I think. That's a very long shot coming out from Jerome. I'm not sure if he can finish off with a kill, but yep, Jerome managed to finish it off. Superline, he didn't even stop playing yet. He just landed himself on ground. Not even 1 second to pick anything up.
Yeah, and I like how Jerome was like, okay, I got the barrel, let's go, let's go, let's go. He just spots him trying to actually snatch that vehicle away, and that definitely was a very risky attempt coming from Superland, but he doesn't really have too much choice anyways, so we are looking at the rest of HMT, of course, securing the city, and still having all that sort of mobilities that they can get.
WeStar, we've talked about WeStar a lot before this. Seems like they have a very tough run here the whole day today. They might just lose the position when it comes to the top 16 there if this keeps on going. And we did mention Resurgence have a chance to push themselves in second place here if they still manage to pull off another top 3 in this round only, because they are just like, what, 20-ish points away to get to second place, while you haven't been performing at all. I can say just like, what, less than 5 points they gained just by today.
Do take note that some of all these teams from Group A as well as Group C have not played for
tomorrow's game just yet. So they need to make this chance work where they push as much points as they can get to secure back that top 4 and top 5 spot they used to be at. And then that's going to be a good news for them. So if they can find a way to get a chicken dinner, that's great. If they can't, of course, those volume kills will definitely help. So far, both games, seeing them get at least 8 to 10 kills in an average.
The last time we saw is like 11 at first, and then almost hitting the 20-ish marks. Probably the first one because it's 19 for now. So the next one will be them breaking the 20 marks for this game only.
Yeah, things are starting to heat up here in the last week. Of course, this is our final stretch, our home stretch, if you will, and we do have a horse in this race. For my sake, for myself, actually, I'm really rooting for Damansara Esports. Again, whatever happens, right? They can win or they can lose. I will still support them. That's how you support the team that you like. So just heads up for all you guys at home there. Support the team you like, because if they lose and they win after that, it makes that win that much sweeter.
I do want to see Kingsman on my side, though. I do want to see those grinding for the SG qualifiers down to PMPL now. For the first time, can they actually squeeze in last minute for the playoff from the side of Kingsman? On the side of Exis NRL, they got themselves the last chicken dinner and they perform it stellar performance all the way. They fight so many teams, they grind themselves, grit themselves towards the last chicken. But PPG,
Oh,
are
making
they
a phone
pulling?
call?
Are they pulling the PPG
No.
thread again?
I think that she's staring on which scope is a better scope. I don't know. Hey, red dot suits my hair color. Maybe it might also suit my bag. And yeah, maybe I should call my boyfriend right now. Oh, okay. Now where's my car?
Where's my car? You ended with where's my car. That's like the best way to end it. Like, okay, I don't know how to drive.
Uh,
That's where he ended up with, okay? I'm just saying where he ended up. I'm not.
But again, why is PPG so segregated? I thought they
still alright.
changed. I'm like, that's never ended up well for PPG. We've seen it so many times before. It didn't work out well for them.
I think at least inside of Miramar, in certain areas, if you spread yourself wide,
Impala.
it's still pretty much okay. But for Baby Bell, she's going to be grabbing this vehicle out here, as they have already spotted out one of all these sort of the pickups that they could definitely use. But I'm still wondering how exactly do they actually get any sort of the way to achieve chicken dinners, but Zorel's gonna be having a little bit of flip. Yeah, I guess sometimes things just get a little bit helter-skelter.
Oh no, it's
Oh.
actually Leto getting himself that Zral shot there. One more kill for the side of Exis and RL. And mind you that Steelhearts only have 3 members to play with here today, so I think Supermall gonna be in a tough spot to be sure they got themselves in the last few circles. They actually got themselves quite decent top 5 all the way today. I think they didn't get a lot of kill, but they making sure they rotate into the circle quite safe.
Yeah, and I think that he actually ran through that tree.
And spotted out by NRL.
Yeah, and he got knocked just at that really bad spot. And NRL says,
Pulling
okay,
the
there's the chicken dinner for us, and you want to give us 1 point? Okay, sure, let's take it.
Man, when it comes to Miramar, the driving skills really testing your, how well can you drive those wheels, right? And I have to give it, say that the best one having it a go when it comes to Miramar is going to be FV. So
Yeah.
FV and vehicles never work well.
There's 2 teams actually. I would say
EVOS.
EVOS. EVOS is in that same sentence as well. Because if you say that some of these players have problem driving, I think EVOS has the brunt of it. There's so many times last week which we saw them in vehicles rotating in the second circle and then getting nailed to the coffin every single time that they did that. Every single time they were in transition.
At least they flip their cars or vehicles right in front of somebody else.
Yeah, and I think that the water treatment area is definitely one very tough place to actually rotate from. I call a very certain area the Death Triangle, like from the San Martin side to Monte Nevo as well as Picado. So it's kind of like a triangle section. If you were to pass any of these areas, usually there will be very high traffic,
that you really have to look out for all these players across the field. So rotating wise, you really got to find a couple of checkpoints to book a couple of spots before you just hit straight in towards the circle. Now, Noxy is going to be hunting out on some PPG, but instead he's the one that's being hunted out there, and Butri is putting him down on the ground.
Oh, but she needs to heal herself first, because in case somebody coming out from the flank, there's going to be a bigger problem for Putri's side. But they are trying to take down Nazi. This is a lot of commitment for a whole team of PPG to knock one person from Marlino.
I gotta say, Noxy is looking pretty scary for PPG right now as they can. They actually get needed if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, super
No, it's Sniper Man actually on the cross side of different hill here.
PPG, what the heck is happening
Even
here?
using a hollow scope.
What are they doing up the hill though? It's just PPG doing PPG things. I'm not too sure what they're doing there.
Well, this is going to be a little bit wide. Maybe Bell might just actually be taken out, but luckily there's enough smoke. But return shot
yeah.
coming in from Moy. That is what we have been waiting for. That Car 98 will suppress the rest of Marlino, and Sniper
Oh,
Man
no.
will slowly bleed out.
Oh, luckily she got herself some booster items, so she's going to be okay for now. While Putri trying to revive Baby Bell back to her feet. We talk about Noxy still not been taking number 4 of these girls here. So they have been taking too much time to knock one down for Marlino, but managed to knock one on the side of Sniper Man, but didn't finish it off straight away. That's going to be a bummer for the side of PPG if they didn't get that kill clean.
Yeah, and the only bad news is that some of all these vehicles have already been torn down. So they're driving back just to try to secure a little bit of a kill. And Sniper Man, of course, eventually will have his health depleted. So hopefully they might actually find a little bit of that survey.
Oh no!
Please don't cut Sniper Man. Oh, I'm very unlucky for PPG,
They
but
still
TS,
secure the kill though.
Yeah.
yeah, but TS will take the fight against TRX, and TRX again looked very strong last weekend. So hopefully they'll be bringing that action to this week as well. But yeah, TS is taking on the front against TRX, but TRX are having none of it. Ziso, as you can see, is running away. And that's the PMPL loot for you guys at home. Enter the code and you will get yourself one of this awesome loot. And it is exclusive for the PMPL, so you make sure that you get that for yourself.
Speaking of this secret, right, they got one of the most chicken right in the smack of Mirama, by the way. It's going to be one of their favorite maps, but Ziso here playing along this hill. Only terrain to actually trust with. We have Rax.
I like how they're like tossing each other out in such a way that they could have actually used those guns out there. And even Ziso has already spotted out Rex, but Yuhai is coming right in. So the Double Trouble is going to be able to actually find a little bit of a glimpse out there. Mata is going to be joining in the party as well.
No.
Ziso already getting sniped by eyeshot, so this is not a good sign. And the rest of TRX a little bit far away to actually do anything to save Ziso right here.
Alright, it's gonna.
Oh,
punch
the
and
pan
pan.
is here.
Hello, Ziso. Good morning.
Take all that I have.
Hello. Take all whatever I have to offer from the ground. He offered himself for peace and truce, but apparently they will not take that out for the deal.
Yeah, TS Team Secret are out for blood as Ziso gets dropped and finished off, panned to death while he was bleeding out bullets out of his armpits. I'm not too sure what was happening there.
It's like Ziso, like, don't ban me, just take all my stuff, leave me here.
Oh man, all the way back to Montenevo we go. And yeah, Yuhai, Pan, inseparable. I just gotta put it out there. And there's so much cluster of teams on the southern side. PPG, after that fight with Marlino, they are actually parting ways. One to Chumacera, another towards the open fields of Los Leones. DMS already got a member being knocked down while on top of the water tower. It seems like it might just be some of all these players out there that might be able to actually get a little bit of that extra drop right here with the MK14.
And next one. Okay, they actually dropped the PMPL. I know
Yeah.
you were eyeing for this. Like a bit of pass, bit of zoom all the way there. And we're down to TNR versus Bosku. So Bosku were just passing by to migrate into a different compound, whereas SG rushing into We Star Expert, who lost one man earlier. And now Prodigy is gonna missing a lot of that man's next. Romeo and Moon on the run. We have Bosku around the corner lurking. So will they fight against Bosku or We Star? We've seen these kind of scenarios too many times here. while the
Yeah.
other third party saving the other teams that were being rushed in first.
Well, I think we've definitely seen that circle closing in towards the city, and to me, I was really curious on why We Star Expert didn't really actually get any knock in the form of Carl, because SMG just passed by and he didn't even open fire at all. Wasted opportunity, I must say, but of course, can't cry over spoiled milk. Tiara will bleed out to the play zone as she's way too far throughout the entirety of Los Leones. And Montenevo, we already got 4 teams. Who else will join in the party?
Yeah, I
Probably
can
Team
say
No Recall.
PPG lost another player. If I'm not mistaken, that's already 3 down for them. They might be left with just 1 player for the side of PPG. I'm uncertain of who it is.
I think it's more.
Yeah, but I do believe there's only 1 player for the side of PPG. But the rest of SMG are spread out towards 1 compound. We start on one side. We have Bosco on the other as well. Bosco's a little bit further back. So we start, if SMG want to take this fight, they should be able to take this fight against We Start first and then loot them. And then, okay, Peace Moy has been eliminated as well. It looks like they still have 1 because we have 16 teams still alive. I'm not too sure whether the
thing is,
last player is.
They were fighting PPG for Merlino. They got finished off.
Oh, they found Merlino again.
It's round 2 for Putri. I think there's 1 more member left down there. They were 3 all the way just now. Merlino and also PPG. I'm not sure if that's a win-win fight because it seems like they were both losing towards the blue zone. And apparently both of those teams are actually not inside of circle yet. They just managed to squeeze in Baby Bell at the very last minute. Well, I think the phone call was wow.
Yeah, like I guess she dialed the right number and says, okay, got myself the play zone 2. Rex is gonna be getting another pan. Okay, now they are driving very close by towards the side of RSG as well as HMT, but HMT, they are trying to actually keep away members of Resurgence while over on the highway. Of course, we got so many of all these members. And Iron Pro, my goodness, he's still alive for the time being, but this is going to be very dangerous for him while Small Boy tries to actually go in for the helping hand. So we have a great spray coming from the Micro Uzi to be able to actually achieve that. Now Pixie goes down as well, leaving only Xiao behind. Xiao does have a little bit of nade. Small Boy will be able to actually finish things up, and Small Boy will be the next one to fall.
That Xiao nade coming out of nowhere and then tossing the other 1 more nade down. Oh, be lopsided. That's really close to the rest of Resurgence. Now they have a bit more space to revive their teammates, but Xiao, they'll be finished off by Small Boy. He'll be knocked down a lot of players just now. Resurgence got 4 points freely against AGMT.
Yeah, I think the high ground really helped them a lot, and they say this too shall pass.
Xiao pass.
Yeah, I gotta say, the Resurgence looking
They shall
pretty awesome in this game. The last couple of games as well. And actually passes through a Team Secret, but Team Secret not taking the chance to actually fight them head on. They will be able to take on IFP first. The rest of actually crossing Leto in the sights as well. Team Secret are just shredding NRL as they cross in towards the circle, and Team Secret has control here. Will be able to pick up their last member as well, and they will be 4 strong going into this next circle.
Interesting that Leto actually breaks his own vehicle instead of like doing anything else with it, but he knows that he's kind of stuck here for the moment. While Team Secret, they used to actually take... wait,
Oh, no
why did he go to the other side?
He has nowhere to run. Basically, there's too many teams around. There's Secret pinning him down. Also, behind him, we have Kim butting in last minute too. So there's literally nowhere for him to hide.
If Kim kills Baby Bell, I'm gonna be very, very sad here. But in from behind, it doesn't seem like everybody knows where he's at just yet. So he can just come in from behind and take a couple of kills here because yeah, Baby Bell's right in front of him. He should be able to take that kill as well. Team Secret is coming in from the northern side. We do see SMG very close to us. We haven't taken that fight just yet. But now comes Kim out and about. He will be able to take this fight. Does not have teammates around him, and this only Baby Bell here. Baby Bell priming up the net as well, but he's getting shot from the other side. Baby Bell, don't go out like this, not like this. And he doesn't get on the game. Nicely done by Baby Bell. That I think should be okay. I think at least she got a couple of kills.
She doesn't have any mental utilities to be used here. She needs to that loot from the death box just now by TRX to reset herself, replenish her loss. Resurgence eyeing on her just now. Luckily, they kind of switched the attention to the other side. She'll be... never mind. Never mind that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think she really was desperate for what's inside of the box of Kim, but Resurgence already set this aside. It was very much an open field out there, and if if Kim doesn't go down to the hands of Baby Bell, maybe researchers will also take that. Now 5 already in the back. They are still having a little bit of that circle. It's very interesting to see two teams here, like Team Secret as well as researchers. They don't want to plant themselves straight into the city. They want to take things slow, and eventually maybe they might have a chance to actually slide right through. But for the moment, we have Steelhearts having Attic right there. We start sharing the same vicinity alongside with SMG and NRL. They are separated pretty far away, but this is good for them.
No.
But it's right smack in the crossroad though, so there's be a lot of fight. Again, the crossroad is one of the most dangerous places for you to play because you are out in the open, out on the road, and everybody will be able to see you.
Wait a minute. How did Marlino get up there?
He
how.
took a very long journey, just rotate around the circle. I'm looking over at Bosku here. One member is still in the blue down there. I don't know what happened, but they bail him, apparently, leaving their friend behind. On the side of Gig Fam, they're right in the middle of the compound where all the teams will pass or cross whatever there is between them, and they have to take and gatekeep this one down.
Yeah, things are looking pretty hectic here in the southern side of the circle, as TNR will be overrun by Yudu as well. So TNR has to play this just right. Simi Pro onto the second floor. Insomnia's actually leaving him here, but Yudu's going to try and push on. TNR has to be careful with this, but again, Simi's up towards the second floor. He can get a couple of kills here, but as he says, Yudu are spread apart. Some of them in buildings, some of them are not. And as you can see that Yudu is just clumped towards the left side. Insomnia's right in front, Simbi there as well. There's no way for Yudu to go out without a fight against TNR or against Geek Fam.
Yeah, and even Kingsman are actually having Vex already being knocked out while they are trying to actually get their way past the city. When SMG, they are trying their best to actually nade out the rest of TNR as well as Boskur, while Sam is slowly getting revived. This nade might actually connect.
And yeah, on the side of X's, NRL is going to be resurgent saying hello to them, knocking on heaven's door.
Whoa,
They
wait,
just
wait.
pass cross in front of Leto, and he got Iron Pro for free. Nobody tried to revive him for now. While Resurgents have no clue what's going on. The nades is going to be a Kobe, and Team Noriko taking down on DMS for now. We're looking at the nade explosion hitting nobody just yet, but that's really close. NRL Leto, where is Pamburu side by side? But Resurgence, what are they trying to find in this compound?
They're just trying to actually squeeze in towards the circle as well. And for Leto, he has been spotted out by Team Secret. Now, I got no time for drops right now. Please, I want to claim it, but I want to see the match too. But yeah, back to this match. Look at how many teams are clustered up. Yudu Gank, they're stuck in between. Have to face Geek Fam, have to actually take out Team No Recall as well. And man, this is going to be a very tight area for them to work with. While Adek,
Barbecue there in the open.
Not looking too good here as Team No Recall still fighting out against Steelhearts, but Adi, who's the last remaining player from Steelhearts, does get naded, so TNR will claim themselves another nice kill there, but Simi Pro is out in the open, and again, Jumper is right beside him, the yes Yudu is right there. Now Team Secret has the upper hand, they have control towards the northern side of the circle, nobody is there, everybody coming in from the southern side, they have free reigns here for the side of Team Secret.
man, look at that circle. Team Secret can dominate the northern section, and other teams, they're just sort of packed in the can. While Voki somehow gets the knock on towards Rex, but he might be able to be saved by Matt Toy. Now over on his of NSP as well as Bamburu. That'll be a knock, and there goes Axis NRL already crashing out.
10 teams, we're talking about in a very small circle. Yudu struggling just to fight themselves towards the circle. They have no way out unless they take the fight against TNR. TNR got closed down and cornered inside of that building. But Jumper will be revived or bleed out here. Fredo, really last take of health, probably less than half.
Pass him out.
Jumper finish off down to Fredo here to make the call. Mumparang still well and alive. That Nate kind of missed. Mumparang really close, 1 millimeter away on the side of Seward. He just playing around the corners, making sure anybody's coming out from that building.
They're trying to actually push through every single one of these teams, and there's so many of these walls that has been surrounded by all these players out there. They have to fight through, even the likes of Kingsman. And Kingsman, they don't have their circle, but they are brute forcing their way through. While Mamparang, they're already by the edge. Nothing else can possibly stop them. While Resurgence actually have a little bit of compound and just small little breathing room against Team Secret as well. Vex gets spotted out. Does get himself knocked out. And Fredo gets a nature.
Oh, now the spray coming out from Snipe. There's a clear field there.
Yeah, Gig coming in from another side. They're trying to take this fight on all angles as TNR get flustered, get sandwiched between Yudu and Gig Fam. They should be able to get a couple of kills in, but Gig Fam, they have to get themselves into the circle because there's a lot of contention in front of them, so they have to be careful in this position. But Kiki does get dropped by Simbi Pro. TNR still alive here, still fighting it on, but Insomnius does get dropped by Wistas Romeo. Now things are looking very hairy for the side of TNR.
They were winning just now. What just happened? Gig Fam almost sharing the same fate.
Wow.
Where did Aspa coming out from out of nowhere? Suddenly on the higher story of their building. Sam as well, Bosku. Where did they coming out from?
They have been camping inside of this building for the longest of time, and right now, Manpower is still holding on out there, having to actually face the brunt of Geek Fam as well. Geek Fam, they have to squeeze through this end. Spring coming through, but Manpower goes down. He almost get that perfect line of sight, but that could not be the case for Yudu Gank. And now 8 more teams remaining, and TNR only left with Sinbi Pro. Man, Bosker, they have taken so much of these lives, and they're still hunting out for him.
And now Team No Recall down to CD Pro here. Whilst SMG Putra doing a lot of work against the MS, but he got knocked out. But that's a heck of a get. SMG wiping off decimated DMS just now on the side of Team Secret. Nobody pick any fight towards them, and they have been circle still. This is just Team Secret all the way.
Yeah, we're saying that they have free entry towards the northern side. They're really uncontested because everybody came in from the south. Now it's time for Team Secret to claim all this kills, to claim all these points. They are the kings at the top. They are looking down at all these other teams. They have the advantage here. They should be able to get a lot of kills to their name.
Man, 6 kills already for the side of Team SMG, trying to actually sprint all the way through. Once again, it's an open field for the side of Team Secret to actually spray. But the question here is, you need to manage your utilities. All these sort of bullets must count when you actually go through. Small Boy, the only one left for the side of Resurgence, but Asper falls down. Sinbi Pro still left alive, and he's the one bringing the pain once again. One nade dropped right inside, and it's going to be some smokes to actually set things up, and they can't even cross through without taking the hit. And man, there goes RSG.
The thing is about this terrain, look at that elevated, plus the only compound that covers in the circle. The one that rushing through have to cut across that street and will be shot down by straight Team Secret. Pretty much, you know what? Team Secret just having this all the way from themselves. And Simbi is just gonna play the healing game for now.
There's actually 5 teams contesting from the southern side. There's no way for them to enter. Team Secret is the only one team inside the circle with a compound. But Putra does get naded from Mato there. And Team Secret again, just getting kills everywhere, although they are across the road, but somehow just spraying down the rest of them.
My goodness me, Team Secret just have this game for themselves. The other teams are basically fighting for their way to get that chicken. But the ones winning is the one standing out from the fight all the way. Matoy even lobbed that nade inside of that building across the elevated grounds for Team Secret. This is just clear shot. Everybody got fished out from there.
Man, I'm pretty sure that every single member of the side of Team Secret is just laughing their way to the bank and saying,
my God,
this must be the easiest chicken dinner of my life. Now, Geek Fam, one of the final few players who have remaining is going to be Snipes, and they are just pushing it through, knowing that he's inside. Matoy says, you got nowhere to run and hide, but he's trying to actually expire by the blue zone, fighting back, and there we go. End the game. Geek Fam will not be taken out by Team Secret, but they still got that chicken.
That was the easiest chicken for Team Secret. Just hogging on the northern side of the circle all the way where all the other teams jumble up, fighting their way out.
Yeah, and for the teams that are trying to qualify in towards the grand finals, even more so, they cannot crumble and fall.
Oh!
yes!
There we go, Team Secret fans, they're coming back up.
Finally, a big difference here when it comes. Well, it's still these two teams, but you know, with the boss going up.
The thing is, I see 46 and 48%, right? I think 48% of you actually might be a little bit right, because 46% for Yudu has been really wrong for the last 3 games. They got so much support from the community, but not really dishing out the numbers that they should.
You know, I can say now, after a bit of calculation being made behind the scene just now, pretty much 80 to 90% of prize pool just being thrown away towards the side of Team Secret. That's it. But on the side of observers, look at them.
What does that sign mean, though? Is it really that cold in
Look,
the studio?
the thing is, Axer
Oh.
and Ngek, we can see from the back.
That's why.
This guy's always
A
so
little bit
funny.
of kung fu fighting. Circle is really wobbly up the north.
What is the circle?
what is happening today?
Oh my god, such a wonky circle day here today. None of the circle actually favoring all the other teams, except for just now it's Team Secret. You know what? Not enough that Team Secret has so much prize pool on the side. They are giving it more with that last
Yeah.
circle of Mirama.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna use this phrase that the Malay section always use.
What?
You do get the but circle. Not.
I, I gotta say though, you do get again with the last win yesterday. They had to be a little bit lucky to get that win, right? If I'm not mistaken, was that the one against J8, the one, right?
Yeah, they were pushing upon so many of all the teams, and then it was down to We Star Expert and Kingsman right down the waters
Yeah.
as well. Of course, it was a very close contest between them, Dingoes, RSG, and Kingsman in between as well. But it was a very impressive run. Even though the circle was actually pushing all the way up north, they managed to pull through. So let's see whether or not can they move from that south side all the way up to north. It seems like it's a running trend. It's as if they were in Erangel and the circle goes to Sanaska. They always find themselves in there somehow.
Always.
Gotta say, that's pretty good. To
You have
be-
to give credit to Mate. Every
Yeah.
single time he's the one calling out the shots when to rotate for these teams. Example, their in-call leader, always the in-game leader who always calls the shots, have to see through the timer and also the teams that are rotating, plus how the circle migrates after that. That's a really tough call. Unless if you're not experienced with the map, that's really tough to call it out for your team.
Yeah, even on the third week, right? I gotta say though, even on the third week, which they didn't get the most chicken dinner for the South Team Secret, iShot still performed admirably last weekend. He got so many kills, protecting them. He even replenished their front lines whenever one of the Urex combination falls. I gotta say though, last week iShots really caught my attention.
Okay, I'm just gonna a bit of sneak peek for Southeast Asia later. Do you think Team Secret can be the champions for this season?
Well, there definitely is a possibility as long as they just keep the same sort of tempo. As for Yudu Gank, I'm worried for them in such a way that they can actually play very well, but sometimes they are not too consistent. And of course, we see possibilities of even J8. And speaking of which, this weekend's show match, we're going to be looking at the top 3 or 4 teams to be actually duking it all out against the other PMPL regions.
Oh man, that's like sneak peek for Southeast Asia PMPL later on. So I cannot wait to see that to happen very soon. We talk about Yudu Gang. They're not doing well today. They got themselves one chicken yesterday. That shoot them straight up to the second place, but then being taken down by so many teams that perform here today. So speaking of which, it's kind of confirmed they got themselves at 16th spot right there, right? But it just shows that they are still not up there yet. There's something is wrong. Something is not right if you compare it with last season.
Yeah, and I think that it's because that they already have a slot in the C finals.
So they're like slacking
So-
off a bit.
They are trying things. They are trying to perhaps find a little bit of a way to actually get back the cohesiveness. Try to actually pick up more fights, play aggressive, so that when they ever meet a foe on the Southeast Asia championship, that's where they will be able to actually strike them just as hard.
Yeah, I think I have to go back about that, right? Okay, we're talking about Yudu for the last 3 weeks trying new things, right? But at the same time, they're just trying to go for kills. Looking at Team Secret, they go for the balance of things. They go for placements.
That's more important.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
way more important because you still get 15 points for each winner chicken dinner. It's very hard for you to even claim 15 kills in per game. Not everybody can do that. So yeah, Team Secret, I think they have the balance there. And Yudu Gang, although they've been trying all this barbar, all this fighting tactics, everything, but they need to be able to solidify their positioning as well, because you need both of it to be champions here in South Asia.
From what I see, based on the conversation that they were having right now, we can see that Yuduge maybe they kind of very comfortable when it comes to getting the positions, and for this PMPL, they are experimenting with their firepower. So maybe when it comes to South Asia later on, that's where they balance things out. Just within this season of PMPL MYSG, they just want to, increase their progress of growth when it comes to getting the kills.
Yeah. And just to remind you guys, when they were playing back in World League, there was a day that they actually secured 3 chicken dinners in a row. So maybe they are trying to actually regain that sort of tempo, find that sort of the extraordinary way to actually close out games. Then they can be miles ahead of the competition and not worry too much about maybe all the other factors that come into play. And speaking of Yudu Gang, it seems like Small Boy snuck his way out to actually take that vehicle.
But he probably will have a bit of information, I think, where are the whereabouts Yudu Gang going to relay back to the team. Speaking of Small Boy, I have to say Small Boy have been playing quite well within this week only. We cannot wait and see what he has to offer, what kind of weapon he'll be using next. That's what really keeps me excited.
Yeah, and I think that he definitely has been very versatile. And speaking of versatility, some teams so far have not been getting used to some sticky scenarios like this, while We Star Expert had Superland zigzagging his way through the mountain.
Again.
And there's also DMS! Oh, boy.
But then, hey, Still Hot's actually taking one down on Resurgence. What's happening for Iron Pro just now? On the side of DMS, they will actually stand down from this fight. Apparently, they are a bit far from the rest of V-Star, but never mind that Ichong actually take one down on Moon. The explosion hit him quite hard, and Iron Pro got finished off by Adek.
Well, that's a very early finisher coming in from inside of Steel Hearts to actually take on Resurgence. I guess this early circle has really get a lot of all these teams pretty frantic on how to rotate inwards, and Steel Hearts, of course, already getting themselves a little bit of a position. While members of the RSG, they are very scattered apart, so this definitely will be worrisome, especially now that they only have 3 members left. And we talked about them needing to actually close out the entire day with a really good score, get back into the top 5. This is their moment.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Resurgence to pull the trigger on this game. And yeah, we did see them, again, a couple of notable finishes, but not getting the chicken dinner. Sometimes it makes you suffer. Even Yudu Gang, we saw that in last weekend. They weren't the ones at the top, or at least they weren't number 2, but it took them the whole week to get towards the number 2. So sustaining yourself out there is really hard. So by looking at TRX against Yudu, but it doesn't seem like TRX wants to take this fight. Again, Yudu having free reigns, they should be using this time to play what they were playing, right? The fighting style. So I think if you want to try it, this is the time to do it, because everybody's inside compounds. You can just hit them. If you play from far, you just get one knock and then just go running towards them. But yeah, again, I really think whatever it is, whatever people have been saying that they've been training for that fighting and all that thing, I don't think it's enough. They still need the balance, because there's no way they're going to be C champions without the balance.
I don't know why the airdrops the whole day today is just going to be just in the middle of water area. I don't know why they're doing this.
I gotta say, it's fun when it floats back up after it falls to the water like that.
Yeah, I guess even supply crates actually enjoy some ice cold water sometimes.
But too much today. I say almost 50% of the loot drops will be in the middle of water or the sea down there. But this is gonna be pass has a for you guys to catch out the PMPL loot. I do know that when is probably gonna wear the cheerbox one on top of his hat. Still waiting for that day.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm gonna remind you that.
Yeah, I remember. I remember 2 boxers wearing on your head to get +10 attraction. I'm not too sure if it works, but if it does work, do tell me, because I want to know what kind of girls are you dating.
Attract weird stares, pretty much true. Most likely the
Maybe
case.
attract most of PPGs there.
I don't think so. With the way that I've been talking about them, there's no way they're looking in my direction.
Okay, back about the MS or the Mansar, seems that they are a bit separated, fanning out and trying to gain as much as information as possible. Oh, Marlena Bean, what just happened? Micro Uzi straight knocked down to it. the ground and got finished off, executed by Geek Fan Damroot.
Oh.
Even Noxy got knocked down.
Man, that was a very rough one, and Bosco is also joining in the party while Sniperman is ready to actually take a drink in between the riv.
I don't know where can he land those utilities if we were trying to toss it out.
Yeah.
It's just literally in a pit.
I guess they are safe, and this is a very interesting area that they can hide for a long time because the circle is
the-
closing all the way. Oh, Archie is actually moving in a very peculiar way.
Oh, okay.
Remember, they are actually coming from Tova as well as Vela, and they can actually cut through coal mine. Oh boy, why though? Why?
Well, we have a lot of questions sometimes when it comes to the game, including you, the gang, still not picking a fight against TRX. Maybe there's a hill over that side, but those coming out from the northern side, there's too crowded.
Yeah, Resurgence actually trying to pull the Damansara from first week, right? Rotating towards the eastern side, taking the long route towards the circle. But as it stands, there is a couple of players in front of them, so they have to be careful. But it looks like PPG have found themselves on towards the shores, waiting for all these fishes to come, but none are coming their direction.
Oh, and
instead, is Kingsman on the other side of the shore, is looking at them as well.
Kingsmen like to take a dip in the sea, so they are the fishes.
There's like, okay, one game just now, and then there was a game yesterday as well when they got third. So that was like 2 games in succession that Kingsman got the top 3 while they were being in water.
Yep, probably gonna do the same thing. Hey, this time AK-14 is actually dropping somewhere logical for the players to get, including TRX around the corner, and gonna be another PMPL loot. You guys know what's happening in the PMPL loot. Just make sure to drop in the comment section if anybody got any permanent just yet. I do want to know. The code's gonna be a bit of producer there.
I like it that she actually tries every single time the code comes out to actually read it. Oh man.
Yeah, the moment that you shouted the code and like say Kim says, "I want one as well," and he's gonna be able to actually equip himself with a MK14, and I think that he actually wants this to be given to some other member instead, but. He says, okay, I'll drop this micro Uzi, and SMG being barbecued by the corner while Kingsman is busy getting themselves in a sort of a scuffle alongside with SMG. A lot of damage being done towards the side of Putra, but they won't be knocked out yet. And Insider using the Thompson to actually take down Jenny.
Well, this is second knockdown on Jenny. But Kabu, he tried to heal himself, not enough time. That Putra nade, the shreds of that nades just now exploded right next to him. Still gonna knock him down. There's gonna be one Molotov being tossed down here. SMG Kingsman seems like they're going for a draw, but Kabu got finished off by Putra, executed there. Rufy taking down an SMG. Wait, what? Resurgence?
Resurgence arrived to the scene, but they are a little bit further outside. Y2K is going to be moving a little bit deeper inside. Well, KGM, they do lose one more. And even TNR, they are sniping from the top side of the hill. And Y2K gets caught out by Insomnus all the way throughout the outskirts. And Sinbi Pro, they are actually having the best time of their lives here. Just trying to take every one of these teams out.
Yeah, Resurgence has nowhere to exit here because Stuart's looking towards them. Y2K is spotted out as well. Will be finished off, I think, by Stuart 9K. Kingsman are out here. It means that SMG has free chance to get themselves into a circle because Kingsman is not in between them. But Team No Recall right above the hills, watching towards them. There's no way for Resurgence to run away from them. They get into a vehicle, try to run away from here, but Stuart 9K still has him in his sights. But they are going to take the long rotation around and actually going to go back to the south.
Do they have enough to actually take the longer rotate? Well, PPG.
I don't even see Resurgence in the map anymore. I don't know where they're going, but okay, actually they're cutting into Cosmodrome. Not too bad.
Yeah, they're having the longer rotations there, making sure they avoid whatever fights that's not necessary. I don't think they have enough mats to sustain a couple more fights later on. On the still hot side, they're trying to be, resist whatever Bosco have to offer. And they straight away migrate to a different compound. I don't think this Dacia will actually withstand more long.
Oh, Cindy.
Oh, this is gonna be really
Cindy,
tough.
open your mouth. It's time to buy. They find Rosario running down the side. Where is he going?
Towards the water.
Oh my.
Okay. Seems like they are gonna be crushing this into.
Luckily, they still get one more Dacia out there.
Yeah.
I love it when they do this. They're like taking painkillers.
But it's going deeper and deeper though. Okay, I think it's not too deep.
Oh, never mind. Team No Recall just arrived. And now they probably not gonna rush in. If they can make it on time to dock themselves on the shorelines for Steel Hearts. Hopefully they will, because there's a lot of fishes to be fished here by Team No Recall. They are hovering their crosshair around that sea region.
Interesting enough, they only get 2. But speaking of 2, there's going to be a double drop in towards the corners of Zabava. We got an AWM. What's on the next crate?
Oh my god. And
Hey.
K14.
This is so auspicious for all these teams.
What
This
is
the first
wrong?
time that I see. I was talking about the stereo attack, right? Coming from both sides. This is actually the stereo loot crate, both coming on the same time. I'm not too sure if there's gonna be 2 codes, but there will definitely should be one at least.
Yeah, and once again, good things comes in pairs.
Ah, yeah, that's the Aaron I know.
But you know what? I don't think they're dropping the codes here, even though they got double loot.
Come on, I just said the codes are gonna drop. Come on.
No, they didn't drop the codes.
Oh,
Because
man.
there's too much airdrop just now. It's enough for the players to get it by. But Bosco seems like they having a go against Gig from a very long shot sniping just now. While you do, they have Weestar. Only one member of Weestar in front of them. I'm surprised they didn't start their move yet. Maybe because they have no information where are the other players of Weestar yet. But Damansara, they are having a lot of vintage points on there.
And for the likes of Yudu Gang, already sharing this vicinity for very long alongside with Timun. Where's Pumba though?
I got that reference.
I'm gonna stay quiet
What's
for a
it
bit.
called again?
Hakuna
Hakuna Matata.
Matata. Yeah.
What a wonderful day, but not for we star. You do sister from a mile away.
Actually, it rhymes very well. And the side of Bosco, they are tapping it out against Gig Fan. Do they know which dash? Oh, they actually know. They spotted Sam straight away.
Well, very questionable angles with his scope, but I'm not going to be questioning anymore. At the very least, they do have very good compounds that they can hold, but Team No Recall coming from the other edge as well. With this 2-2 split going on for the side of Bosco, they're still trying to actually hunt people down. Well, it's still pretty
Snowing.
much a very
mermaid.
quiet...
Yeah, it's snowing on PPG.
Actually, they are in the
Yeah, it's
center.
snowing on PPG.
They are actually in the center. Not bad.
But
Are they looking for a crate or something?
No, the problem is, you know, there's so many teams, and it's not even a cliff, actually, a steep cliff over this shoreline. So the teams that spotting out on the, if they actually just on the shoreline of where PPG is swimming.
Yeah, Mato is actually driving through everyone. He gets spotted out and will be finished.
Oh,
Knocked on his
no.
knees as well. Yuhai actually flips his car, gets out of it, gets shot as well. Things are not looking too bright for Team Secret. Can they get out
Oh,
of it?
wait,
my
wait,
God.
hold up.
There's 2 players underneath him. Will he get this kill? Marlino Sniper Man's right underneath the place that you said nobody will go. This is actually Yuhai heading towards that
He was
direction.
forced to actually drop down. and interesting enough, he actually used that survey leverage of the vehicle, and now he spots out Superman.
Oh my god.
Sniper Man.
Even
Man.
though they flipped their cars, still getting the kills. I say this is Team Secret on another level.
no.
But UI got knocked down there on the side of Bosco from the higher ground. Possibly
no.
the eye shot. This is across the river. Bosco taking the kills here. Marlino just chipped in as well. While we have Exes and are on the back. Seems like Team Secret got sandwiched by 3 teams just over this bridge.
Man, this can't get any worse. Like, the moment that even they want to go down to actually knock down the Superboy, and they got sprayed and say both Urex are down and Superboy is flopping that final survey molly, but Rex will get that in the bag.
Luckily got the ditch here for UI to take covers out.
Yeah.
And none of the other teams that's kind of hovering their crosshair around this area can land those shots onto them unless they get a grenade.
Yeah, it was kind of lucky that they only lost Mata in the transition. Mata only that eye shots was lost a little bit early, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just eye shots. Sorry, it was just Mata. So it's still pretty okay. You still have the Urats combination, which is really potent out front. So you can still take those kills. Can still try to get yourself to circle. We saw Mata doing that week 2 was 2 games back to back. They got himself 6th place, even though Team Secret lost out very early on. All 3 of them were fell like 14th or 13th place, and then it was like Matoi alone. So we know that they can do things like that. They are very versatile with trying different things. So I would say that even though they are left with just 2 sitting on that bridge, they are in the circle as well. Team Secret still has a chance. And Lorenzo, I'm not too sure what he's doing there, Bradley. There's nobody inside the water.
Zarel, though. Zarel can actually join him in the water.
You know,
Yes,
they will
it's
be
true.
reunited during the swimming session. But they might get fished out by PPG. You know, this is going to be a free kill for PPG.
This feels like the Winter Olympics. You know, like see who can actually swim through the ice, who actually rides the snowmobile better than Matoy does. And I don't know, the list goes on. You can possibly play any way you wish. And Jenny wants to go by the sea as well.
Well, basically, this kind of circle just kind of feels like it's already on 7th phase because of how less land and water ratio
Whoa.
there is. But SMG, they are pinning a lot of teams down there. But now Karma is them back. It's going to be Team Secret start to move. On the side of U-High, U-Rex combination between these 2 guys. Even though they lost heavy casualty, but we're talking about Secret here.
Yeah, back to Yudu though. Now fighting against Geek Fam. They are on the other side of this rock formation, so it makes it a little bit harder for them to take this fight. But AGMT is behind, if I'm not mistaken. But Geek Fam still taking this fight against Mamparang, and Mamparang will be needed as well. QB is going to prime up the smoke to buy themselves a little bit more space to work with. But Yudu are getting stuck between the rock and the hard place. Not too sure whether the rest of them are, but they are getting pincered in by Geek Fam.
Man, Manpower has already spotted out the movements coming from the side of RSG as well. While Axis and MPX has been holding out towards that area for the longest of time. And sooner or later, Yudu Gang has to actually move. Moki driving straight towards the trap. Yeah, Drax almost losing all his health there. Now they have to fall back.
For now, but looking at Resurgence, yeah, lost tick of health there as well. Pretty much in the same state where Yudu did just now. Now Small Boy tossing out the nade, hoping it will... No, never mind, it's actually the smoke. Making sure Roki got himself some covers. This is the nade that we were waiting for. And they will actually cook this one out, hoping to land on top of Yudu, but Yudu got clamped up. NRL on the other hand, taking a fight, who just crushed in there. It's gonna be Boss2 trying to wipe them away. My God, what just happened?
One of the swift moves coming from the side of Bosker to be able to actually crash out that sort of area. And Sane gets removed by Voki. This 2-man squad is actually doing wonders. And Small Boy having very little health. They are outside of the play zone already. Every one of them have to actually push through. And Yudu Gang is still having 2 members. And RSG, they have to take this fight. Small Boy gets spotted out. And Fredo now all by himself. I'm not too sure. There's still 4 members left on the side of Yudu Gang. And they will be able to knock down Voki.
Yeah, there it is, RSG. Resurgence out at 13th place with swift attack coming in from the Yudu squad. NRL right smack in the middle of things as well. They are right in the south. Steelheart still swimming away towards the northern side. PPG does not want to move. We saw this in the first week. Every single time when the circle is on top of them, if they can, they do not want to move. So they're going to stay at the shores for the meantime. But yeah, look at Team Secret though. They have to be careful because Stewart is behind them. In front of them is actually Bosco, NRL towards the horizon as well. Yudu a little bit further up, but as it stands, they still have to get themselves towards the circle here. So the URES combination, can they do it?
Well,
PPG just now got themselves an extra airdrop there, by the way. Hopefully they got upgrade off in terms of their loot, but still at 9k, team no recall. Rad's gonna just barbecue him out, force him to get out from there, show himself out, and Stewart will be burned down bit by bit. Yuhai jumping in and just finish it off. Team no recall at 12. Team Secret, they got a bit of a sticky situation just now, parked themselves in a very unique way, but still surviving and still gonna play this game along.
yeah, and the surprising thing to me is that members to the side of Team No Recall, they took so long to get in.
Yeah.
They already had a lot of leverage from the eastern side, and they took so much time, and they were not actually using the top of the bridge, which they can actually use, although there is Bosker across. But this time around, PPG in the best position to win the chicken dinner. May this be the rise of the queens once again inside Vikendi?
Probably. Speaking of that, TNR, I think there's one more team just now that are right across that bridge to his exit NRL. That's why they're taking the lower ground. But Kiara taking out AGMT. Eclipse fight over this, and Janik trying to find the rest of AGMT Eclipse just across the ladder and staircase. Going up the second floor here, Kim tried to spot out the last member, I think, of AGMT just now. But never mind, it's still
Yeah.
priorities over. It's going to be friends and also teamwork.
Yeah, you will be able to pick up their teammates as well. TRX still 4 men strong here. AGMT actually found themselves in between PPG and WeStar, so AGMT has to push TRX here because as soon as they start exposing themselves, they will be fired upon by PPG. But some of PPG is getting shot as well. AGMT now they actually see them without getting sprayed. Baby Bell does not connect here, but Daisy does get a kill on Super Roland. WeStar are out at 11th place and PPG strikes back. They have 4 women strong. They should be able to take this fight.
Yeah, and it's funny to actually see SMG as well as Steelhearts having the Olympics inside of the waters, and they're just next to each other. Well, Shao will be able to actually take down Kim, and Janik in the midst of the smoke. It seems like AGMT crashes out now towards the top 8 teams. Yudu, Mamparang, as well as DMS, they're just sharing the same rock. And this has happened for multiple times already for the side of Yudu Gang. And for some reason, I talked about them coming from the south, and they have made their way in, but they are receiving a lot of damage. Ichang gets that knock, and what a round! Oh, he gets jumper as well!
It's 4v2 all the way down. Mansara, that romantic moment is sharing the rock. Seems like delivering the victory around the around that corner, last minute, that finish off the rest of Damansara. Well, we have a lot of casualty, heavy ones. Caught them daily for Yudu Gang with looking over NRL, just going to. Wait, what? Oh, they just make a U-turn just now on that vehicles.
Yeah, and it seems like they have made their way through. Pamburu knows that there's going to be somebody out there, and he's expecting Rift to perhaps do something. It seems like they does penetrate that smoke through. And, well, for the side of NRL, they're just going to be hunting by the wall, but it's an open field for every single one of these players.
The thing is, Team Secret is coming in from behind Bosco as well. They're trying to push in, but as it stands, the circle is a little bit more in favor of them as well. It's towards the more eastern side. So, yeah, Team Secret has free reign, so it's the more eastern circle. Bosco coming in from the south along with NRL. So, PPG still has free reign. Nobody has touched them just yet, but can they survive this though? Because everybody's coming in from all angles. As Yudu getting sprayed as well. Rex down on the ground. Kim trying to take that kill after winning that fight against AGMT. Look at TRX is hunting for more kills. Mamparang comes in as well. The Nick is getting cooked up. Ziso will try to throw it towards Mamparang. I don't think he will be able to connect. Fredo has to be careful. He's getting straight down. He's very low and he's down on the ground, but he will be able to crawl and stay out of danger. The Nick comes flying. Is Ziso? Okay, the doesn't connect. Oh, it does connect, but Ziso still very much alive. Coming in for the fight though. He says Ziso has to try and hold this on all alone, but he gets sprayed on for all angles. Does get one knock in, but in for the fact he's out on the blue. He's all alone. Yudu Gang are out.
Holy smoke! Where did that just happen? It's apparently they are rushing in, and that went really south for the side of Yudu Gang. On NRL exits now. They try to stay as long as possible in the shack.
TRX, they actually juggled that so well that they had Zizo planted at the right area, but all the members of the Yudu Gang was so focused on towards one. PPG still have 2 members left, while Team Secret trying to actually poke the circle as well. They're body corners of the rock, but Jenny, well, everyone knows that he's a big crocodile, but he won't be able to connect that nade. But for the side of TRX, they have their numbers advantage, and they should put this to good work.
But we do know Jenny when it comes to tossing the nades. He's one of the best down there. Oh, he spotted out Tiara. Tiara taking down on Cecil just now. And Tiara just too focused on one angle.
Oh, no.
She forgot to cover the one at the backside. Jenny here will take one down on the side of Tiara PPG. Jenny finished off Tiara straight away. And that's PPG on number 5.
They had all the circle in their favor, but as soon as it shifted, PPG are done and dusted. They tried their level best to get themselves to the circle, but they just PPG themselves. So we are back with just 4 teams still playing it out. It's NRL, TRX, Team Secret right smack in the middle with SMG's Jenny right at the shores, but as it stands, is Pamburu getting shot upon. It's Team Secret taking that fight against NRL, but Pamburu very low here. TRX making their move against Team Secret at the same time.
Well, Team Secret still holding on towards the lower ridges. Well, they might just actually spot out Jenny by the corner of a rock as well. While Accidental NPX will be playing the healing outside of the blue zone, it's going to be 5 kills already in the back for the side of Team Secret. TRX, what's their next step? They need to close out the game, and they do have their circle. Rex getting clipped, only 1 thing of health, and Static will knock him down.
And now TRX, can they finish off the rest of Team Secret? They need to take this team down first because of their firepower, even though it's just 1 man left. But we're talking about Urex combination here. Yuha is really low, but he reset himself just matched here and there. Trying to revive his mate there, Rex. Knocked down for now. Janik finish off Rex there, and Team Secret plays themselves at 4th. TRX, can they finally lift the curse and get this chicken dinner?
The thing is, NRL's play is actually outside of the blue, healing up. SMG's trying to go for a heal as well. TRX, they have this game in the bag. They just have to finish Jenny off, and Pemburu will just slowly bleed out to death. SMG's Jenny is out. Pemburu still trying to heal himself back up, but TRX, they're getting closer and closer to finishing up this game. Pemburu still healing himself back up, but soon this time will come. As soon as he finishes up on those mats, he will be going down, but still surviving for the meantime. But still alive in the 9th circle, and TRX are hunting for him. They have an inkling of where he's at, but he's going down, and TRX will be picking up the winner chicken dinner the last of the day.
He lasted long enough to play second place there for Pemburu side Axis in RL. I said that's huge commitment and consistency. They might just get their 10th place just now if he did play the healing game.